YouTube, my name is Olivia and today's video is about a stress fracture I received in my tibia about a year ago on July 24th and what the process of recovering from that looked like, what I learned, and hopefully some tips for other athletes going through injury. I definitely feel like a stronger athlete after going through injury, and I know that I can avoid big injuries like that in the future. I am much happier, healthier, and really excited to share what I learned in this video and just tell other injured athletes that you can go through a big injury and still come out the other side and be stronger. I'm going to start off with how I got my stress fracture and 3 main things that I believe to be really important to recovery and staying healthy. So I was going into my junior year cross-country season and went about my training in a way that I thought was going to help me be successful, but ultimately really hurt me and led me to this injury. So I upped my volume and intensity at the same time. I went from 30 miles a week to 50 miles a week and went from workouts to really hard workouts, running faster than really I ever had before. And I did this in a time that was not enough for me to build up to that mileage and not enough for me to build up with that intensity. So number one thing, volume and intensity, they need to be separate when you're building one or the other, and you need to listen to your body when doing so. Everyone has a different capacity for mileage and intensity. The second main thing is food. Food is so important to recovering, and food needs to be eaten as much as possible in order to avoid these injuries and just to recover and fuel your body and feel good. The third thing that I think is super important and honestly super overlooked is sleep. Sleep is crucial for recovery. It's one of the biggest things that you can do to help yourself. And then the fourth little thing that I didn't add is shoes. If you're not wearing the right shoes or your shoes are worn down, then you're very much more likely to get a stress fracture or another injury. Now I'm going to go through what the actual process of not running and recovering looked like for me. So I took 8 weeks off of running to let my tibia heal, and this was a really hard time. I wasn't racing and I missed a lot of my cross-country season, but I cross-trained, and that was really helpful for just keeping me happy because I really enjoy exercising and then also gaining fitness in different ways. So I really liked going to the gym and lifting, and I gained a lot of strength that I didn't have before the injury. Another thing that I really enjoyed doing cross-training wise was aqua jogging. With aqua jogging, you can really simulate running. You can even do a whole week of training. So say you wanted to do a long run Sunday and then work out Tuesday, you could do that with aqua jogging. So I did that sometimes. I definitely got bored of cross training, so I'd switch it up with swimming and cycling and yoga, but cross training's awesome. My favorite again was aqua jogging with the bungee. Makes it a lot harder, and then lifting is just so great to gain strength in a different way, and having that mindset is really important. On the more mental side of going through an injury and being separated from the sport, I really worked on that because it was hard. So I talked with family and friends often. I try to stay connected with my team. We did like team bonding. I went to races, I went to practices. So it is hard to stay connected when you're injured, but I would say try to stay in that atmosphere as much as you can. Sometimes I couldn't because it was hard and I just didn't enjoy not being able to run. But yeah, I think journaling was also something that really helped me just stay in it. And then I set a lot of goals, so I knew that there was a possibility of me being able to run that cross-country season, which I was able to do. And I just set goals like, you know, being able to run a half mile, being able to run a mile, being able to race, being able to run my first 5K under 21 minutes, things like that. And yeah, that was really helpful for the mental side of stress fractures, which definitely it's real. Here's a video of my first run back. I was really nervous to start, but I didn't have any pain, and I was really happy to just be able to run this little straightaway. And then afterwards, I did a lap around the inside of the truck on the grass on that soft surface. So this is my second run back. At this point, I was doing run walks, so 30 seconds of running, 30 seconds of walking, 6 times for a grand total of 3 minutes of running, and I would build this up to 1 minute of running, 30 seconds walking, 2 minutes of running, 30 seconds walking, and eventually I was able to work myself back up. Sometimes I would push it too far and have to take a step back, but this was a good method for getting there. So this run was a big step in my recovery. I ran a whole mile this day, and I think it was the 7th day back, so pretty quickly. I did a run for a quarter mile, and then I took a break and did that 4 times. And like I said, there were definitely setbacks, but I just took a day off whenever I didn't feel great, and I was always back to it. This run was a few days later, and it was the first time I was able to do a whole half mile by itself. So I did a half mile 3 times with a break in between each, and it was a great day. So this was my first race back, and I wasn't actually going to race the whole thing. My coach just put me in to get a feel for it and run 2 miles and then drop out. I was in the JV race, and I ended up running the whole thing, and even though I ran about 4 minutes slower than my PR, I was exhausted. I think I puked at the end, but it was a good race. I was really happy just to be in it and to be healthy and feeling good. So this was my second race back, and it's honestly such a special race to me because I initially wasn't going to race it. I didn't have a lot of belief in my ability, and my amazing coach just convinced me to run it, and I ended up running the JV race. I ran a 6:18 first mile, and I just got a lot of confidence back in myself, and I saw running again, and I really just had a good time at this race and ended up finishing 3rd. I ran 22:15. Not to say it wasn't a hard race. I still struggled tremendously. It was really difficult, but I'm just so glad I had this race, and it really was the turning point.
And that's what you do. This is a good rehab, baby. This is a good rehab. Good rehab. Good rehab. Good rehab.
So this is my 3rd race back, and it was 5-star, so it was a big meet in the sense that it wasn't just a regular season meet, but postseason, and we had something to lose. We had won 5-star for the past 9 years, and our team really wanted to win again, even though we weren't favorited. So just a great race. I felt confident in myself. I felt my fitness coming back. I felt healthy, and I ended up running a 19:39. This finish is just so fun for me to watch back, and our team won. We had the best celebration. It was such a great day and really just a comeback for me. Post-stress fracture, I've set a personal best in the 800 and placed 4th at the state meet, running 5:05 in the 1600. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video helped some of my injured athletes, or at least showed them what my journey looked like. I had a really good time going back and looking at how far I've come. So thanks for watching, and I hope that any of my injured athletes see that you can get through your injury. It is extremely difficult, but it is possible. You can come out stronger on the other side, so keep at it.